The phrases high-caliber weapons and high-caliber bullets are often heard, but what exactly do they mean? This video will explain the terminology in simple terms. What exactly are the different types of calibers, what they are typically used for, and which specific firearms are most associated with each caliber category? Keep watching to find out. Before examining specific calibers, let's define the term itself. The word caliber does not mean the size of the entire cartridge. Instead, it means the internal diameter of a weapon, more specifically the barrel of the gun. The term also describes the ammunition size that must fit properly inside the barrel. It describes the size of the projectile, not the entire cartridge or casing. The bullet is the metal projectile that is fired away and hits a target, while the entire thing is called a cartridge. Now, having defined what it means, let us now look at the 3 different bullet types, just for reference. Full metal jacket bullets represent the most common variety. They feature a soft inner core fully encased within a harder metal shell. The smooth, rounded shape allows FMJs to punch cleanly through targets. Though less likely to expand or fragment, they excel at penetration. Hollow point bullets take the opposite approach, designed intentionally to mushroom open upon impact. This expands the bullet's diameter to slow its progress and transfer more energy into the target, causing extensive wounding. However, rapid expansion can stop the penetration through barriers. Splitting the difference, ballistic tip bullets have a hollow point but with a pointed tip. The aerodynamic shape provides better external ballistic performance for hunting and target shooting at a distance. The hollow point still initiates expansion on contact for increased wounding potential. Now let us dive into the most popular and well-known calibers, starting with the smallest and working our way up to the largest. Beginning with the smallest caliber ever created, the .22 LR. Surprisingly, it is also the most widely sold caliber in the world. This likely owes to its intended use. The .22 LR is not at all recommended for self-defense, as its lightweight bullets pack little punch. With a nearly non-existent recoil, the bullets are closer to a pellet gun. .22 LR ammunition is extremely cheap, making the caliber cost-effective for ranchers and farmers who use it to control pests like rats, snakes, and birds. As for using it to defend yourself, you would need to get a very close shot in, or 6. Moving up in size is the .380 ACP. This is where we start to beef up and move into proper handgun territory. The .380 ACP is well suited for close-range shooting. It has very low recoil, making it easy for almost anyone to control. With the proliferation of small, inexpensive .380 pocket pistols, this caliber has enjoyed a surge in popularity for self-defense in recent years. However, beyond extreme close quarters, the .380 ACP lacks the power of larger rounds. The .380 is known as the 9mm short for its similarities with the king of rounds, but falling just a tad bit short of what the 9mm delivers. Arriving at what is often deemed the Goldilocks round, we have the 9mm Parabellum. The 9mm hits a sweet spot between power and shootability, making it widely regarded as the ideal handgun caliber. With moderate recoil that most shooters can effectively manage, the 9mm shines in quick handling and rapid-fire scenarios. This blend of control and stopping power renders the 9mm an excellent choice for self-defense applications. The popularity of the 9mm has led to its widespread adoption among military and law enforcement units across the globe. It is the standard round for NATO countries, as well as most police forces around the world. A lot of different guns use the 9mm round, making it easy to come by and easy to access. It also helps that most mags using 9mm contain around 15 to 17 rounds, making them extremely reliable in countless situations. The most common weapon that uses the 9mm is the Glock 19. If you're unfamiliar with weapons but have heard a rap song, then you've heard of the Glock. If an angry mob ever hunted me, I would definitely use the Glock, which is exactly also what John Wick prefers to use. If John Wick prefers a certain weapon, then you know that this weapon is legit. Another 9mm preferred weapon of Mr. Wick is the Heckler & Koch P30L. The Sig Sauer P226 is an oldie but definitely a goldie. The weapon is used by Navy SEALs as well as many elite special forces units around the world. The versatility of the 9mm cartridge extends beyond handguns to include carbines and submachine guns. The most well-known in that department is the CZ Scorpion Evo 3. Another intriguing weapon is the GMR-15, which is actually still considered a pistol caliber weapon. The weapon is loud but easy to handle, and it can take Glock magazines as well. With so many options, the 9mm has cemented itself as one of the most versatile and widely adopted calibers. Its balance of control, capacity, and power has endeared it to civilians, law enforcement, and militaries alike. No matter the platform, the 9mm continues to prove its capabilities. Next up is the .40 S&W. This caliber is sometimes jokingly referred to as the older, angrier sister of the 9mm, developed specifically for the FBI. The .40 S&W initially gained popularity in law enforcement circles. That did not last long, however. The FBI and some other agencies have recently returned to the 9mm, favoring its milder recoil and higher magazine capacities for quicker shooting in defensive situations. The most beautiful firearm that uses the .40 S&W is the Beretta 96A1, which is just a stunning display of elegance and beauty packed inside one powerful weapon. Sadly, this masterpiece is overshadowed by the Glock 22, which is also used in the police world. Even though it is eclipsed by the 9mm's superiority, the .40 S&W still has a loyal following among both police and civilian shooters looking for an edge in power over the 9mm without the tougher recoil of larger calibers. For those seeking a compromise between controllability and knockdown power, the .40 S&W presents an appealing middle ground. Next, we come to the legendary .45 ACP, which holds a special place in gun history. Designed by the iconic John Browning for his equally iconic 1911 pistol, the .45 ACP earned a reputation over a century of use as a high-powered and hard-hitting round. This large-caliber bullet delivers substantial stopping power, making it a preferred choice among police and military users seeking knockdown capability. However, the .45 ACP requires a skilled hand to tame its stout recoil. One of the more popular guns that use this caliber is the SIG P220 Legion, which is one of the prettiest weapons around. It just looks like something straight out of an action movie. Another firearm is the Glock 21. Whichever caliber you go, there's a Glock. Now, this would not be a complete video without revolvers. As we start to head into the more powerful weapons, the Ruger Red Hawk 45 Colt stands out as one of the strongest firearms that use a .45 ACP. Transitioning to the realm of revolvers, we find the .357 Magnum and .38 Special calibers. These similar yet distinct cartridges offer substantial power from a revolver platform. The .357 Magnum in particular is widely regarded as the most powerful handgun round available. It has plenty of punch for hunting large game, while also excelling as a self-defense choice. The most notable examples of this weapon are the Colt Python, the Smith & Wesson Model 60, and of course the Maneurin MR73 Sport, which was developed for use by the French police. This weapon is extremely accurate, powerful, and durable. But now we get to the big boys. The 7.62 by 39mm caliber round is used for the AK-47. With a moderate recoil for a fully automatic machine gun, any noob can use it. The AK has built up a popularity like no other weapon. Appearing extensively in pop culture, video games, and real-world conflicts, the AK-47 has achieved widespread recognition. Unfortunately, this fame comes in part from the weapon's use by criminals and insurgent groups, as the weapon has a high availability and is very affordable. Still, the 39mm round provides an effective combination of power and control that makes the AK-47 both accessible and lethal. Next is the 45mm, or the .223 caliber. This is one of the most important calibers in terms of military-grade firearms. Although there is an endless debate on the effectiveness of the .223 in combat, there's a reason why all the legendary tactical weapons use it. The M16s, M4s, and the AR-15s, you take your pick. These are all lethal weapons that are usually used to decimate targets in a shoot-to-kill type situation. With lighter recoil than full-power rifle rounds, the .223 allows for controllable automatic fire. This has cemented its status as the standard NATO rifle caliber since being adopted in the early 1960s. Moving on to dangerous territory is the 7.62 by 51mm. This is used for very advanced military operations as well as hunting. If you're hunting a grizzly bear, that is. The 39mm packs high power with high recoil. It is the more popular round for heavy caliber machine guns and snipers for militaries around the world. The SCAR 17s is the most known weapon in this category and probably the sickest. It is a monster of a gun that is usually used in a tactical door kicker. It can scout and be used for sniper support as well. The SCAR is as military as you can get. It's also the strongest weapon in Fortnite. Enough said. Another intimidating weapon using 51mm is the PSA PA-10. The weapon itself just looks like death. The 51mm marks the final category that can be used in an ordinary or humane type of way. We are now left with our final caliber, the big boss itself, the 12.7 by 99mm, also known as the 50 BMG. This caliber is huge, with an equally huge recoil. It is not for civilian use. There have been confirmed kills using the 50 BMG from over 2,000 miles away. It packs 660 grains of pure power and is an armor-piercing bullet. It's such a devastating weapon that there is a common misconception out there that it's a war crime to use. This caliber is used in the strongest sniper rifles around, or heavy caliber artillery. Whether it is the M2 Browning machine gun turret or a Barrett M82 sniper rifle, one bullet would typically rip the recipient to shreds. If you ever found yourself on the receiving end of that caliber, run. Run and don't look back, because you might not be able to run for much longer. There's a reason why these weapons are synonymous with Rambo. It's because he's the only man violent enough to use them. In the United States, it is illegal to own 50 BMG calibers, and in the UK, you can only have them if you can convince authorities of a valid enough reason to grant you a permit. Good luck with that. Now, keep in mind that shotguns are an entirely different story. They use shells and not calibers, but they still warrant special mention. The shells include pellets inside them that are spread out with force. A quick rundown of the 3 different types of shotgun shells is first, the birdshot. Birdshot shells contain dozens of tiny pellets perfect for hunting small game like birds, but lack the power for defense. The small pellets and light load result in mild recoil, making birdshot appropriate for beginning shooters. Buckshot shells up the ante by including fewer, larger pellets. The larger double-aught buckshot still produces a spread, but with increased range and stopping power compared to birdshot. The heavier load increases the recoil. For maximum destructive power, slugs replace pellets with a single projectile. Allowing precise aim, slugs effectively turn a shotgun into a short-range rifle. However, the significant recoil demands an experienced hand or you'll end up flying away. The most noteworthy shotgun is without a doubt the Benelli M4. It is the Rolls-Royce of shotguns. It is also the armored Humvee, the fire truck, as well as the Ferrari. This shotgun changed action movies. Just take a look at John Wick. This is what happens when you put the Benelli M4 in the hands of an expert. What's your favorite weapon from this video, and ideally, which caliber would you prefer to use? Our favorite is obviously the Benelli, but let us know in the comment section what you think. If you made it this far, thank you guys for watching. I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Leave a comment about what you think. See you on the next one.